I asked you guys to ask me some questions, you did, and here are the answers. What do you and your husband argue about the most? Oh, I know exactly what we argue about the most. The temperature of the house. Hands down. I just went downstairs to ask him this question and he says, yeah, we argue about the temperature of the house. I'm always warm, so I'm always cranking up the AC or turning the heat down. And he's always like, this house is freezing cold, which is kind of strange because usually people are like, oh, the girl is always cold and the guy's always hot. Yeah, no, it's not like that with us. I always say to him, if you're cold, you can throw on another sweater. There's only so many layers that I can take off. And I used to think this was more of a Michael problem, like, why are you always cold? But then I found out recently that the running joke in my family is, oh, if we're going to Hannah and Michael's house, bring layers because their house is freezing cold. So yeah, it's definitely a me problem. I don't know, I just run warm, what can I say? Were you and your husband in agreement from the beginning not to have kids? Obviously, I never wanted kids and I made that clear. Michael said he could go either way with kids. He wasn't like super excited to be a dad, but he wasn't against being a dad. So he always said like, hey, if you like really want to have kids, I'm okay with it. But if you don't want kids, I'm okay with that too. I don't have any regrets. And he definitely says he has no regrets not having been a dad. Have you always known that you did not want kids? I have since I was very young. Yeah, I would say I've known since I was 14. How do you mentally deal with people saying you will change your mind one day? I feel so frustrated by this. I just say time will tell. People were telling me when I was 14 that I was going to change my mind. And here we are decades later and I still don't have kids. So you know what? Time will tell. What's your favorite, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I don't have children moment while you were on a trip? I think it's when I fly, when I travel and I see parents with kids and it looks so hard to entertain kids, to try to keep them quiet, keep them from crying, especially if you're on a plane. But every time I travel, I'm just like, I'm so glad I don't have kids. What does your husband do for a living? He is an IT manager. He actually works for a company in the US, but he works here in Canada. He's really good at his job. I'm very nosy. How did you and Michael meet? What is your love story? I went to university with Michael's best friend. Michael came to university to visit his friend, and that's originally how I met him. We didn't start dating until several years later. And did we think anything of each other when we first met each other? No, there was nothing like sparks flying or anything. That came years later. The ice cream truck is pulling up. What do you get? An ice cream sandwich. What are your 3 main reasons for never having kids? I really just have one reason. I never wanted to be a mom. That's basically why I didn't have them. How do you get your teeth so white? Aside from child-free life, what are other issues you are passionate about? I like health and fitness. I like trying to eat healthy and exercise my body and get stronger. I was a cardio bunny for a long time, but the last couple of years I've been getting into weightlifting more, and that's been a super big challenge for me and a bit of a learning curve. I'm enjoying it because I'm learning how to do something completely different. Do you get a more positive or negative reaction from others about being child-free? If I'm online, I feel like the reactions are more positive. In person, I feel like the reactions are more negative. A good response when a parent or in-law says to you, I think you are definitely going to regret not having kids one day. Honestly, to this one, I would just say, I don't live my life and make decisions for a future regret I may or may not have. I have no idea if I'm gonna regret not having kids when I'm 70 or 80 years old, but I certainly don't want them at all right now, so why would I have them? What has helped you cope with the social pressure of being child-free? I would say being confident in your choice. It doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. If this is the right thing for you, be confident in it. This is not about child-free life, but Layla is very cute. She says thank you. How can we as child-free people decide who to leave our inheritance for after working all our lives to pay off our mortgages and build up our net worth? Consider spouseless persons and those without close living or responsible family members. Thank you. I mean, you can really leave it to anybody that you want. There's nothing in a rule book that says you have to give your inheritance to this person. The traditional stance on this is to leave it to family members, but I don't think you have to. It's your money. You worked for it. You earned it. You can leave it to whoever you want or whatever organization you feel comfortable leaving it to. Leave it to friends, leave it to coworkers, organizations or charities, leave it to whoever you want. Do you have any big future plans? Yeah, just to finish up all these projects we've got going on. I just wanted to say a quick welcome to all the new subscribers. This community is growing. I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for being part of the Child-Free community.